All right, welcome. Today, we are diving deep into one of the body's most overlooked, yet absolutely critical networks, the lymphatic system. We're going to find out exactly why these are your body's true unsung heroes. So, let's just jump right in with a question that might blow your mind a little. You know all about your blood circulation, right? The heart, the arteries, the veins, the whole deal. But did you know you actually have a second circulatory system? Yeah, a whole other network running right alongside it, working for you 24/7. And that hidden network, that's the lymphatic system. Honestly, the best way to think about it is as your body's official drainage and security team. It's this brilliant 2-for-1 deal that keeps you healthy in ways you probably never even thought about. So let's talk about that first job, the drainage. And I'm not talking about simple plumbing here. This is like the ultimate drainage crew, managing your body's fluid balance on a massive, massive scale. And how much fluid are we talking about? Get this, about 3 liters every single day. That's how much fluid leaks out of your blood vessels and into your tissues. And this system is what collects all of it and returns it to your blood. I mean, without it, you'd literally swell up like a balloon. Now, here's a cool little detail. This fluid actually has a bit of an identity change. See, when it's just hanging out between your cells, it's called interstitial fluid. But the moment it gets picked up by these tiny lymphatic vessels, it gets a new name. From that point on, it's called lymph. And the journey this lymph takes is just brilliant. It's a simple 4-step process. It all starts with those leaky blood vessels. The fluid then enters these special one-way capillaries, travels through a whole network of vessels and filtering stations called nodes, and finally gets dumped right back into your bloodstream. It's a perfect continuous loop. But wait a second, how does all this fluid move around without a pump? I mean, your blood has the powerful heart pushing it along. The lymphatic system, it's totally passive. It relies entirely on you to be the pump. Just moving around, flexing your muscles, even the simple act of breathing, that's what pushes the lymph along. Okay, so that's the drainage crew, absolutely essential. But that's only half the story. Let's move on to its second, and you could argue even more critical role, being your body's personal, highly trained security detail. Now, to understand this security force, we can break its organs down into 2 really simple groups. You've got your primary organs, think of these as the training grounds, where the immune cells are either born or schooled, and then you have the secondary organs, which are basically the workstations, where these fully trained cells go to do their job. And these training grounds are pretty exclusive. First up is the bone marrow. That's the birthplace of our immune cells, these lymphocytes. Then, a special group of them, the T cells, they go off to a kind of elite university called the thymus gland to mature and get properly schooled on how to fight bad guys. And the thymus has this really fascinating life cycle. In childhood, it's huge and super active, basically working overtime to build up your immune system for life. It hits its peak size around puberty, and then it's like mission accomplished. It starts to shrink and is gradually replaced by fat in adulthood. It just goes to show how critical our early years are for developing immunity. So once our immune cells are all trained up, they report for duty at the workstations. And these are stationed all over your body. You've got the famous lymph nodes, the giant spleen, the tonsils standing guard in your throat, and even these specialized immune sensors called Peyer's patches hiding out in your gut. Let's zoom in on the lymph nodes for a second, because their design is just pure genius. They're like little security checkpoints for the lymph. And check this out. There are more vessels going in than there are going out. This creates a traffic jam on purpose. It slows down the flow so the immune cells inside have plenty of time to scan for and destroy any germs or pathogens. So clever. And then there's the spleen, the biggest lymphoid organ of them all. This thing is a true multitasking powerhouse. It's the red blood cell graveyard where old cells go to be recycled. It's a blood reservoir storing extra platelets for you. And get this, before you're even born, it's helping to produce your blood cells. What an organ. So we've seen how incredible this system is when everything's running smoothly. But what happens when the drainage crew or the security detail gets overwhelmed or damaged? Well, the consequences can be really serious. You can get things like lymphedema, which is this severe swelling from a blockage. Hodgkin's lymphoma is a cancer of the system itself. Even something common like tonsillitis is a lymphatic system problem. And in some parts of the world, tiny parasitic worms can block the vessels and lead to a condition called elephantiasis. And this isn't just abstract medical stuff. It has critical, real-world applications. For a patient with lymphedema, maybe after breast cancer surgery where lymph nodes were removed, this nursing alert is a lifeline. No blood pressure cuffs, no shots on that affected arm, ever. It's a powerful reminder of just how important, and sometimes fragile, this system really is. You know, when you really step back and look at the whole picture, it becomes so clear. This isn't just some secondary system. It is your body's silent, tireless guardian. So let's just do a super quick recap. Remember that amazing dual role, drainage and security. Don't forget the 3 liters of fluid it moves every day with no pump. Remember, it's home to the organs that train and deploy your immune cells. And finally, remember that when it fails, the consequences can be severe. It's a system that's absolutely essential for keeping you healthy. It's just always there, constantly cleaning your fluids, standing guard against invaders, and you never even have to think about it. This silent guardian is protecting you 24/7. I mean, how amazing is that?